Let's talk about you increasing your discipline, being more disciplined with your training and exercise routine in the gym. I'm going to give you my top 3 tips, but it's not going to be what you expected. So starting a video talking about being more disciplined is clickbait, but it's no more clickbait than all of the stories out there talking about discipline. I think personally, we have been sold a lie when it comes to discipline. Discipline is fickle, but I also believe that we've all got it. So think about the areas in your life where you've got discipline, and you probably have got discipline where it doesn't take all the effort to create it. So we've been sold a lie because having all this discipline is such captivating content online, it's making everyone click on it. It's sexy, it's motivating, it's egotistical, and it's the type of content that gets lots of views. But my problem with it is, yeah, there's some very influential figures out there that have earned their right to talk about discipline. But we have to understand that within their world, discipline was not in question. You just had to be disciplined. I'm talking about in the army and stuff like that. That was drilled into them, right? That's how they stayed alive. And that's to be respected, of course. Hopefully, you're not fighting for your life. The reason I think that we've been sold that lie, apart from the fact that it's massively viewed, it's very popular, it gets lots of likes and views, is because it then sets you up to believe that there's a solution for your discipline. But this is where I would like to shift, if possible, your perspective on being disciplined. Discipline will come at a cost if you are doing the wrong thing. So what is the point of being disciplined at something that was made and perfect for someone else, but not for your life and your situation with your stresses and pressures? I have a problem with content that makes the viewer, and I feel it a lot when I watch some of this stuff, like question, why am I not that disciplined? Why is that person follow worthy and guru worthy, that status, because they're so much more disciplined than me? But as I said, what's the point of being disciplined at something that's going to drive your health, your energy, your motivation and discipline into the ground? I think it's dumb to be disciplined at something that isn't right for you to do. If someone's got a lifestyle, they can rest, eat, and train when they want, they can tell you to be disciplined, and no one has discussed how their life is different from yours. But I do understand that there are people trying to make a living. They're building their businesses, let's call it the discipline hustle or the discipline culture. Most of the stuff that goes mainstream has got some element of pushing yourself hard, high intensity this, impressive looking exercise routines and strength and doing all this exercise. But again, we're not going to hear about the people that it ruins their hormones. It drives their body into fatigue. Those people are essentially going to blame themselves, and they're going to say, I wasn't disciplined enough. Well, that's why I wanted this to be different, because I think you've been sold a lie about discipline. There are things that need to come before discipline, and that's building better health so that you've got more energy and vitality. Now, where is falling for this lie of discipline going to lead you? Well, I covered it briefly there, that if you're trying to be more disciplined and you're failing for one reason or another, those discipline hustlers are going to tell you you just need to be more disciplined. I've seen it in myself, and I've seen it in many of the people that I've worked with, that this high expectations of what we should do drives people into fatigue and continuously blaming themselves that they weren't good enough to match this idea of discipline that they're being sold. So what's the solution? It comes down to being intelligent about what we do. Picking the right type of exercise based on where you are in your life at the moment. And that's a bit fluffy, so let's unpack that a little bit. If you've got a really busy work schedule, then going to the gym and doing HIIT training for 5 times a week because someone's told you that it's the best thing to shed body fat. In my line of work as a health and fitness coach, it would be something that I would prescribe to the right person, but I don't give it to everyone. From my own personal experience, I used to train for 5 hours of resistance training a week, separate sessions. And at the end of each one of those sessions, I would do all out 20-minute Tabata training. Yes, it got me lean, but what it did is push me down the road of fatigue. And I felt terrible, depressed, had no motivation, complete lack of discipline. Well, it's very easy to lose all your discipline when you're shattered. The solution here is about being intelligent. And if you want to join my 14-day free smart exercise challenge, that will give you a taster of what I see as a minimal level of exercise that will help you achieve your goal and still move you forward, but doesn't take a shed load of motivation and discipline to do. It's the lowest level of exercise that you can do, but no one's talking about the lowest minimal level. Everyone's talking about the maximal. Well, like taking 10 vitamin pills before you've even worked out that one is going to help you, it's very difficult that once you've added so much to then take it back. Like, where do you go once you've added 10? What do you do? Go back to 9, 8, 7? It's much more logical if you've started off at level 2 and then you can see, gone to level 3, okay, things are still not moving. Level 4, things are starting to happen. But why go straight up to 8 to 10 before you've even worked out that that level is right for you? We come back full circle to, I think that this discipline hustle is a complete and utter lie. And if we want to be disciplined, I think it's much more intelligent that we ask ourselves, what are we being more disciplined about? No point you being disciplined when deep down inside, you know you're just driving yourself into health issues. And off the back of that, the last thing I'm going to add, we can all work hard. Come on, let's be honest, there's areas in your life that you work really hard and other areas where you're really not bothered. That doesn't mean that you're disciplined in one and not the other. Maybe it means in the area where you're really driven, it's because you're getting the benefits. This disciplined, fast route could run you into the ground and leave you even worse off. Plus, you're going to have adrenal fatigue, adrenal dysfunction, and you'll be cortisol high, gaining body fat and losing muscle. So you'll be worse off. I've allowed this to be quite free and flow through the conversation. And all the time I know that most people are going to switch off because they don't have the attention. This is not exciting. This is actually telling you something that's basic and perhaps boring for some people, but it's much better you start off than that, really, than going down the egotistical path of being disciplined like someone who needed to be disciplined because their life depended on it. If you've got any questions, pop it in the comments underneath. I'm encouraging myself to make more of this content. It's not always comfortable. I don't always feel like making it, but I'm pushing myself to make a bit more content to get out of my comfort zone. I'm not being more disciplined with it. I'm just being more consistent to see where I go with this. You know, if you value this, then put a thumbs up. If you don't like it, then let me know why. Any engagement is good. Thanks for watching.